So we're going to be looking at the Thrive Compass today, and it's going to help you. A compass is something every one of us knows, but most times you don't use. People that go on ship use compass. So if you're going to navigate through your next season, you need a compass. So what does compass help you to do? It helps you find your true north. It helps you to stay on course. It helps you to adjust your, your confidence, because sometimes if I tell you the next 90 days will be easy for you, I'm lying. A lot of things are going to go bad. You're going to meet a lot of challenges. You haven't lived the 90 days you're about to face before. You haven't lived it. You don't even know what is ahead of you. Do you understand? So you're going to meet mountains, you're going to meet roadblocks, you're going to meet valleys. And if you're not ready for them, when you meet them, sometimes you're thrown back. So you need to adjust your confidence. Then also you have to make empowered decision. The reason why most people are stuck is that they don't make enough decisions, or they don't even make the right decisions. So you find yourself stuck because you don't even know what to do, what to say, or your next level. Then lastly, you need to reach your destination. So I'm going to be looking at these 5 things with you today. Okay. Now, I've explained this about finding your true north, okay, staying on course, adjusting your confidence, and making empowered decisions. So the whole idea is that, have you looked? I need us to look at, this is May. We have June, we have July. By the end of July, what exactly are your expectations? Okay, what are you looking at by the end of July? As a career person, what's your current level? And what are your expectations for the end of July? Okay, so the whole idea is that you find out where you are now and determine, where you're going to be by the end of the month. But before I go into the compass properly, I want to address this, okay, because I sent out a questionnaire and I asked a lot of people to tell me exactly what the issues are so that we can untie the knots. Now, if you don't untie the knots, you're stuck. Okay, so I'm going to untie a few knots this morning, and that is why we're here. The first step is your purpose finder. Okay, remember we're talking about a compass. What a compass does is that it shows you your true north. I have a destination. This is where I'm heading to. So with that compass, you can actually look at it and it shows you where to go to, how to go there. Another thing a compass does for you is that if you're missing alignment, it will show you that you're missing alignment. The funny thing about alignment is that it could just be minor. Impacts can be disastrous. So you just imagine an aircraft missing alignment by 1 nautical mile, heading for Canada. For goodness sake, that aircraft can end up in Dubai or even in China. So that is one thing about life. So we're looking at the purpose finder now. What is your purpose? Have you determined it? Do you know what it is? Now, let me tell you, purpose is not hard and it's not cast in stone. Okay? So, and the reason why most of us are confused is that you feel that you can discover your entire purpose in one. No. So if you discover a portion of your purpose and begin to act on it and work on it, when you take the next level or the next step, you understand, it shows you more about your purpose. So you don't need to wait until you have the entire picture. Some people have seen the entire picture and they're working on it. Beautiful. But if you have not seen the entire picture, start with what you have seen. Now, when you continue with the picture that you have seen, it opens up more, it opens new dimensions for you so you understand where you're going to. So I created this purpose statement and it says, number 1, you have to find out your passion. What do you like doing? Please, anything that gives you headache, do you understand what I mean by, okay, it could be a pain. Do you understand? A pain that you want to solve, not a pain you don't like solving. That one cannot be your purpose. So there's something you like. It's a problem. You want to solve it for people. That's your purpose. Okay? I mean, it makes you cry. It's an experience you have gone through. Other people are going through it, and you want to help people solve that problem. That is your purpose. So anything you know that is your passion, what do I like? You see, if they put you in a new country and say, this is the only thing you'll be doing, will you be happy doing it? Then that is your purpose. You understand? Or if they put you in the midst of people that have that problem and you're happy and you want to help, do you understand? Thank God, this problem, I'm going to solve it for these people. Then that is your purpose. Okay, so for me, I don't like seeing people that are sick because I used to be very sickly. So I know, do you understand? So I know that Part of my purpose is also to heal the sick. You understand? I don't like sickness. So if it means praying, we pray it out. Too. If it means casting it out, it's casting it out. So I've also taught my children, don't allow sickness to stay. So sometimes when I actually allow them by themselves to deal with those things, okay? So I teach them what to do. So that's my purpose. The second one is, I don't like seeing women poor. It pains me. Do you understand? If God says he has blessed the works of our hands, then why are some people suffering? Why are some people crying about funds? See, that one pains me a lot. Do you understand? Because I know that as a human being, you're loaded with so much capacity. Your brain power is excellent. God has put you in a circle. As long as you are alive, you have the capacity, do you understand, to deliver and make wealth. Do you understand? So that one is a pain for me. And I'm out here to help people break limitations that have to deal with money, break limitations that have to do with their purpose, and also help people get transformation. I've been there before. Do you understand? If you find people at their zero level, that one pains me because I know that you see that you're zero, you can convert it to hero. See, it's on my shirt. So this thing has been with me for a very long time. If you're at zero level, the capacity to get to hero level, the chances are very high. But if you know what to do, there are different things you can do. Do you understand? Sometimes it's your mindset, sometimes it's the actions you're taking, sometimes it's the environment you're in. If you just know the right equation, what is the one and what is the two that makes the three, and you mix the three together, you're okay. So I've explained to you my purpose now. Can you see? So I've shown you my passion. I've shown you my strengths. Then I've shown you, can you see what I want to do transforms people? For goodness sake, a person is sick and now he's okay. That's transformation. Somebody is poor and now is rich. That's transformation. Do you understand? Or somebody has another thing I like doing is that I like helping people break out from their past. Your past experience can limit you. Do you understand? So I like to do that work because that's a major issue. Your experiences in your past will tie you down that you cannot discover what you're supposed to do and put in your best to live the kind of life you want to live. Okay, so that one I like to do it. You see, people get unstuck. Oh, I love it. You understand? And that's transformation. So for you, what is your purpose statement now? Okay. So what are you passionate about? What are you passionate about? So you say, I'm passionate about X. Do you understand? So I've told you I'm passionate about helping sick people. I'm passionate about people that are struggling with their finances. I'm passionate about people that are struggling with their emotions. My strength, do you understand, is in breaking those barriers and their limitations. And it enables me to bring transformation in their lives so that I can impact the poor, I can impact the sick, I can impact. So you just put it there. So that's your purpose finder. So if you haven't found your purpose, please, I want you to screenshot this and take this and go and work on it. And I want you in the next 30 days is enough. Map it out. Begin to look, but sometimes you don't even need to look for those people. God has put them around you. Do you understand? So you begin to seek them out. You begin to look for them. Do you understand? And also begin to work on them. So this is the first thing I need us to do now. I don't want to, if it's not clear during the Q&A session, ask me questions and I will answer you. This is your purpose statement. Please, everybody on this call today, I want to have your purpose statement. Please, as I'm talking now, you can put it in the chat section. Okay? Thank you. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk to you about today is your idea validator. Okay? So at the Hero Projects, I found out that what makes people, stall with progress is indecision. Do you understand? So they are not able to validate their ideas. So you find people that have a truckload full of ideas, but none of them is working. They can't convert it. They don't know which one is working. I don't need to talk to you one-on-one to let you know which ideas works. I'm going to take you through that process now. You've gone through the purpose finder. I've shown you. So let's do the idea validator. Okay. So first level is, what is the high impact problem you want to solve? You have to define it. I've told you my high impact problems. And see, the problem I'm talking about with this current economy we're having in Nigeria, I have a huge community. And that high impact problem you're looking for, you look around yourself, you have a huge community. You understand? Because the world is not getting better. People are suffering. So you have a huge community. So it's time to wake up to your responsibility and your purpose and the business that God has called into. Should I say it here also that your purpose is your business? So you have to wake up now. So the first thing is, what is your high impact problem? What is the high impact problem you've been called to solve? Two, what is that effective solution? Okay, so you have to make sure that the solution works. So you take one person and try it out. How does it work on this person? I'm a very quiet person, but when it comes to those purpose areas, I can talk for hours. I can talk for hours. And my daughter will be like, Mommy, are they paying you? You've been talking for like 2 hours. Why? It's my push part. So it's my portion to get people on stock. Okay. So what is that effective solution? And are you helping people? I sat down with one lady, I think it was during COVID. And okay, then I was free because, of course, we're not going to the site. And I sat down with her and I created, I think it was a 10-year plan, her life plan for 10 years. So after we did that, I narrowed down to 1 year. By the time I narrowed down to 1 year, we worked on about 7 departments of her life. 2 years ago, when I was going through the same session with her again, I don't does, when I do it, so I just left it to her. Each time I just kept following her up. She was shocked. She came to me and she was like, do you know that everything I put on that list has been accomplished? So you find out that it's like a shopping bag. Create a shopping list for your life, and begin to work on it. So the third thing I'm going to talk about is, can it make money for you? Okay. So this thing we're talking about, purpose, idea validator, what you're going to work on now. Okay. So can it make money for you? Can it make money for you? Okay. If it can, then that's fine. But peradventure you want to work and do an NGO, it can still make money for you because there are people that are funding NGOs. So can it make money for you? Yes, it can make money for you. Okay. There are a lot of companies there that want to fund human courses. Can it make money for you? Then the fourth one is 0. Oh, operational feasibility. Is it something that is operational? Can it be done? Can you actually run this as a business? Okay, so if the answer to all these questions are above 7 or 5, then it works for you. Thank you so much for putting this. Somebody just put it in the chat section. Okay, you see, that's what I like. Okay. She's saying what she loves doing. I'm passionate about creativity in respect of making clothes. I need to train women, okay, and help them to be independent. I'm passionate about uplifting less privileged people in the society. I can tell you, you see this, your passion is legit. People are suffering. If you take this thing out there and begin to do what you want to do, you're going to be shocked at the results you're going to get. A lot of people out there looking for leadership. A lot of people out there looking for people that know what they are doing. A lot of people out there are looking for people to show them the way, show them the light. And I pray that everybody on this call this morning is going to be the way, is going to be the light for somebody. You know what you're called to do, and you're out there doing it. Okay, so I didn't take a survey. So I'm moving to the next level of our program now, which is the 90 days ahead of you. Now, you're either a business person here or you're a career person. So I'm now trying to move to the next phase. You have determined what you want to do. You're a business person or a career person. So currently I'm coaching on 3 platforms. One of them is the Career Life platform. Okay. Now, and this is the module that I'm taking the women through. And so if you're a career person here, I want you to follow this module in the next 90 days. Week 1, you can look at your personal branding and confidence. If you don't follow this thing, the next 90 days will go and we're still telling the same story. Okay, so what steps are you going to take to build your personal brand? What does your company know you for? What does the market know you for? The truth is that if you're looking for a job, at some point, they're going to get back to LinkedIn to check you out. And you have not built anything. People tell me that they've been posting online. That they've been applying for remote work and they are not getting. What brand have you put out there? Do you understand? For them to see and understand that, look, that your brand is in line with their brand. That's what they want to see. And they get out there, they don't say anything about you. Then it becomes a problem. The second one is that you need to look at, is either you're growing where you are or you're looking for something better. Okay, so I need to also look at that. What are your career growth strategies? We have to look at it. Okay, so this is what I want you to look at in the next 90 days. And the third one is that you're looking at work-life balance. Don't work and die. Yes, I spoke with somebody yesterday. She finally resigned. I'm not telling you to resign, but if your work is breaking your health, please fix it. I used to be employed and I worked with that firm for maybe 10 years. Okay. At some time, it was breaking my health. Okay. I had to quit. And my life is better now because, okay, I'm online. I can't say certain things, but let me just stop here. Okay. So do what works for you, but please just make sure that you're not spending your life. Your job is supposed to build you. It's supposed to enrich you. If it's stressing you, then you need to look at it. Look at that life balance. Then lastly, you need to look at how sustainable that profession is for you. In 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, where are you supposed to be? If there's no growth path there, move. Okay? Then for business people, I want you to create a 90-day strategy plan. Okay? I have a link on, sorry, I have a post on LinkedIn that I'm going to share on the group, maybe during the Q&A session. You know, I talked about what you can do in 90 days to set up your business. Please, okay, take this seriously. Week one, I said, is foundation and planning. You have to work on your online presence. Okay, so you take it seriously. Week two, you have to look at your marketing strategy. Okay, are you looking at your content marketing? Are you looking at networking and collaboration? Are you looking at developing a sales funnel? Are you looking at systemizing your processes? Okay, so I need to know which one of these things are you going to look at. Are you looking at expanding your offering? See, you may even need to raise your price. You have to. So most are scared to raise their prices. Or are you also looking at raising your prices? So this is what I want you to look into as a business person. Now, this is the last part of my training session today. I said I was going to round up very soon and take your questions, but I hope we're gaining clarity. Okay. So we're looking at thriving in the next 90 days. And I want to ask you a question. Wherever you're calling in from, what's in the news? The other day, 26 people were killed in Borno State. There was militant attack in northern East Nigeria. The federal government ordered expulsion of foreigners that has expired visa. So when you look at the news out there, it's actually worrisome. Okay, so those are the stories that you're hearing. I want to encourage you in the next 90 days to craft the story you want to hear, and I'll show you. I went online and I just said, please, I want to change the story I'm hearing. And I asked them to tell me about women in business. Okay? And he said 1 in 3 businesses worldwide is owned and operated by a woman, meaning that you stand a chance to succeed. Can you see that? That's what World Bank is saying. So 1 in 3 businesses worldwide, this is what they are saying. So you stand a chance to succeed. I'll show you the second one. The second one says, companies with women in top leadership position outperform others by 25% in profitability. Now, I don't know how they got this, but this is what research shows. So you find out that the woman is a unique being. Okay? You're able to manage so many things at the same time. You're doing family, you're doing children, you're doing your personal life, you're doing career, then you're doing work, you're doing business. McKinsey is a top expert in management, and that's what they discovered. So as a career person, are there chances that there's an opportunity for you to rise in leadership and also be part of this number? Number 3, the global income of women is projected to reach 24 trillion annually, global income. Are you part of this? Now, I want us to change our story. I remember the story of that prodigal son. It was just the story he changed that made him go back to his father. That was a rich guy eating with pigs. And when he changed the story and understood that, look, am I not a prince? Is my father not a king? What am I doing with the pigs? He now went back to his father. And what am I trying to say? You can be one of the women that will own businesses that will impact the global market, the economic platform in Nigeria. You can also be one of the women, okay, that will list the company you're working in as the most profitable company. I want you to think of that possibility. Then lastly, you can also be one of the women that your income projection can hit. What is the next level you're trusting God for? That. Okay? You could be one of the women, because they're calculating in dollars now, that can also earn income in dollars. That means we expand our capacity also to attract foreign investments or partnerships, or inflow. So I want you to change your story at this meeting, and I want you to use the chat box. What are you building? Okay? Are you just building a small shop, Olabisi hairstyling salon? Okay, like somebody said, I'm very passionate. Okay, you're still talking about your passion. So we'll move to your story now. I want us to change our story this morning. So are you building a business for Olabisi hair, wigs, and friends? Or are you building a system that will build other lives, create legacy, and set a standard? I want you to change that story. What are you building? 2, I want you to change your vision. Okay, who are you? I'm that CEO that Nigeria is waiting for. I'm that expert that the fashion industry is waiting for. I'm that transformational teacher that the educational industry is waiting for. I'm that leader that my company is waiting for. So what's your story? Okay. Thirdly, we're going to look at your brand. Everybody here, please, see brand must enter your mind, whether you like it or not. Okay. Your brand is your mirror. It shows who you are. So you're going to start working on your brand. What's money to you? Is money your God? Or is it a tool? Or is money your language? So for me, money is a tool, because I use money to buy time. I use money to buy resources. People use money for different things. Okay? You're just chasing money because it's chase money, or you're seeing money as a tool. For me, it's a tool to live a better life. So anything now that will improve my time, my life, my capacity, I buy it. That's what money is. And that's why you must make it. Okay? Then lastly, what do you attract? Is that you're attracting negative energy, or you're attracting positive energy? So I want to know what you're attracting. Okay, so for me, when you do the inner work, you attract opportunities. If you don't do the inner work, you won't attract opportunities. So don't stop complaining and stop blocking people's ears. If you've not attracted those opportunities you're looking for, then it means there's an inner work lacking. I remember when I was starting then, okay, I was doing projects for people. If you had seen the car I was driving then, you pity me. So one of my clients then called me and said, that was before COVID. And he said, Madam, when are you going to change your car? I told him I'm not changing car, that I want to buy land. After buying land, I build house. Then after building house, I buy car. That car is luxury for me. He looked at me and laughed. And he said, I missed it. He said, no. That is the car that you buy that will now bring you the land and the houses. And that was the truth. And I said, how? He said, the people that will give you money to buy land and build a house will not give it to you with this kind of car you're driving. Because they think that your life is full of problems, and they won't patronize you. When I heard it, I was like, wow, it was deliverance, Some mental blocks left me. And I went on and I started searching for car. So because he has said that, God did it. It was finally shipped in from the US, and all that. After that, a client called me from the US. He asked me to meet him. And guess what? After our meeting, he followed me outside. And I was wondering what he was following me outside for. He wanted to see what I came in. And I laughed. And I told him, I'll beat you to it because I know better. Okay, so very what I'm trying to say. So if you must attract wealth, you must be wealthy here. If there's still poverty in your mind, it's going to be a problem. You understand? Because the people that have that money that should enter your hand will not give it to you because they don't trust you with money. Okay, so have you done the inner work? You're going to have to do the inner work that will help you attract the opportunities you're looking for. Then lastly, fear. You see, that's why I told you a lot of things happen in the next 90 days. And one of them is fear. I'm afraid to do this. I'm afraid. I remember when my story is long, okay? So there are things you're going to do in the next 90 days. I want people to do things that they've not done before. That's the way you grow. Okay, that's growth. Growth means that you're doing new things. I do the things I've not done before. If you're repeating the same thing, are you growing? Just like Israel, they were just going around the circle, the same mountain. God got tired and said, my friend, tell these guys to move forward. Why will you be going around the same circle every month? It's the same thing we're talking about. Okay, so it's time to move forward. You will learn to turn your fears into fuel, your confusion into clarity, and your scarcity into overflow. Somebody say it with me this morning. Say, I turn my fear into fuel. I turn my confusion into clarity, and I turn the scarcity around me into an overflow. Okay, so this is the story you're going to start telling yourself. Can I tell you the truth? If you don't change your story, you will not change. That's the truth. Just believe me and do it. You come back and give me the story. Give me your result. I'm not joking. You come back with the results. You know why? You're obeying the principle, for goodness sake. If you add 1 to 1, it gives you 2. There are things you would do naturally without stress that will just transition you. T is telling your story. You must tell your story. I'm going to H now. H is that you must harness your power. After the story, you have to do the work now. You must plug into your power source. Okay? Now, we found out that confident entrepreneurs or anybody, career person, whatever, they are more likely to grow and scale successfully. Okay, so I'm going to work with you, okay, to tune in the right frequency for your confidence for you. Okay, so Kochman Foundation, they found out that confidence influences business decisions, hiring, innovation, and leads to higher growth potential. So you see this one, you can't miss it though. Okay, so we're going to look at the confidence code now. How most of us suffer based on confidence is that we have imposter syndrome. I used to have this one. See, the truth is that 70% of people experience it at some point or the other. And it always happens when you want to do a new thing. There's nobody on this call this morning that wants to grow, that will not do something new. This man called imposter syndrome, look at him with that bag and that eye, is going to show up in your life. Okay? It will make you doubt your skill. It will make you doubt your talent. It will make you doubt so many things about yourself. And you see, after robbing you, you just leave you empty-handed and you're back to square one. But it will not happen. No? Okay, so that's why I want to take people through that 6 weeks journey, and we're going to do it now. So we're going to deal with self-doubt. You cannot charge your clients, okay? You're undercharging. We're also going to look at that. It causes burnout because you're working too much on the wrong things. So that energy you should have put into what you should have put in out, which is being out there. You're putting it, oh my God. There's somebody I'm working with now, but I'm trusting God that, and I know it's imposter syndrome that is the person's problem. You see, you will read all the books, take all the notes, create all the plans, or you execute. No, because you're scared. You're doubting yourself. Can I do this thing? Is this man, Mr. Imposter Syndrome? That's the issue. To take off is a problem. And this person every day is, if you see plan, to create plan is beautiful. If you see, sometimes I wonder, what are you doing? We've done harnessing your power. Okay. What's your power source? Dealing with imposter syndrome. Then we're talking about refining your capacity. So you need systems that work for you. I'm going to show you some of them. funnel, okay? So you must understand what your funnel is now. You've heard people talk about sales funnel. There's a personal system funnel. There's a business system funnel. There's a productivity funnel. Do you understand? So what I'm talking about now is that what is the input for the output you're expecting? What you start thinking funnel now? Okay, what am I doing to this and what is the result? I needed God's help at some point in my life. And the problem is that sometimes we think that the solution is not within us. It's within us. And he told me then, he said, you can create miracles by yourself. He said, anything you want. He said, hydrogen plus 2 oxygen. I said, he gives you water. And he was just showing me systems that he has put down on earth to help us bring transformation. Do you understand? So what I'm after now is that I look at the result. What result am I looking for now? Then I go back to the equation. If my equation is right, then I'm getting that result. And that's what I want to show you here. You need systems and models to give you the result you're expecting. Okay? So we're going to look at building personal systems. We're going to look at building business systems. What do you need? You say, okay, let's look at personal systems. You need self-care model. If you break down, you're gone. I have to start, hey, I have to start working. I have a stress box. Okay, you need to start working on that self-care model. Okay, you need, for your business, you need to look at the operational systems, financial models. How do you hire your team? Then productivity models, marketing models. Then that one, I put it there. You need to look at the God factor. I beg you. Whatever systems, whatever models you're going to put into play in the next 90 days. Yeah, you see that breath in your nose. You don't have the key to the tanker that provided it. Okay, it's God. So the fact that you're alive and you're talking with me, you're here with me on this call this morning, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And we're trusting God that in the next, some of us here, maybe 90 years, we'll be on a call like this. Okay? 120 will be on a call like this because we'll be so active and we'll be giving back to the younger generation. So we need to get the God factor into the equation. You see, everything I've said here today without the God factor is a joke. Because if they just off that tank that used to provide that oxygen, that's the end. So you have to work on that God factor. We have what we call the CEO prayer meetings. It holds every Tuesday. You can join us there. Pray for your business. Make sure your relationship is right with God. It could be your goal in the next 90 days. Okay? Then you can do prosperity infusions for yourself. I did it. What does it mean? Get prosperity scriptures into your life. That's Hero Hub on YouTube. Go and look at the video list. I've uploaded some of them. Go and work on it. It will destroy some things inside your mind. That's what I was talking about, your internal responding to your external to attract the opportunities that you need. I hope you're following me here. So what are your next steps? What are your next steps? Okay. So what are your next steps? I need to know what your plan is. So as I'm talking now, you're typing it in the chat box for me. What are your plans? Okay. What are your next steps? Okay. I want to know what it is. 2, who are you going to work with? You're not doing this thing alone. If you're a melancholy like me, don't do it alone. You just be suffering yourself. Okay, so you're not doing it alone. Then lastly, you have to be part of a community, and that's why that She Thrives was created. So every month, I'm going to show up once a month for you. We'll have a meeting like this. We'll find out where we are. I ask God to help me help a lot of women, and that's what I'm going to do it. So every month I'll come on online, I'll talk about things that will help you so that to keep you focused. That's what the compass does. When you're misaligning to show you where you're supposed to be back. So I'll be that compass in your life. I'll be giving you that alignment. This is what you need to do. There's a lot of information out there, distractions. But once you just come here, we'll get the alignment and come back. You join me for the CEO prayers on Tuesday, you get alignment and come back. You're focused, you're aligned. I want to tell you that your goals should be progress and not perfection. As long as you keep moving forward with purpose, the results will show up in your life. Trust me. Okay? Now, everybody here is a leader. I'm telling you, because you know why I said you're a leader? Yourself is a project. You lead it first. So you're a leader. So I want you to reclaim your voice in the next 90 days. That's 1. Then 2, I want you to own your story. What is your story? When you get back there, tell me what your story is. What's your new story? Okay. I want to know what your new story is. Understand that that story is your strength. Then own it. I want you to own your story. Then I want you to understand that you're the architect of your success. For me, it's easier because I know what architects do. So I say I'm talking to you now. I'm designing my life. I want you to design your life with purpose and clarity. Okay, then go out and execute it. So I want to thank you for showing up. Now, okay, so that's the explanation of what I was talking about. You need a blueprint, that's goals. You need a project manager. So on the left is what I do as a career person or as a business. I have a lot of project managers. So what they do is that they work on clients' projects. So you need project managers, either accountability partners. Find one or you get a coach, but there has to be somebody that keeps you on track. Imagine if you have a project now that you don't have a project manager. They will build, and that's why buildings collapse. So you're looking at a lot of collapsed destinies. Nobody is managing their lives. They're just living reckless. As if they are not made in their life of God and they don't have a purpose to fulfill. And time is going. Somebody is 40 and we're still telling stories. Who is managing your life? Okay? You need a team of builders. We need a support system. People that will help implement ideas. Okay, so for people here, start thinking teams. For somebody on this floor, you may need to hire a cook. You may need to hire lesson teachers. You may need to hire drivers. You're the only one in that your business. For goodness sake, stop eating that your money alone. Get an assistant. Get an assistant. You can outsource a lot of things. I remember when I started initially, I was when I reply emails, I'll say I'll now use my husband's name as the HR person. But you have to leave that level. Okay. Somebody here, your next step may be to hire. Okay. Get staff, get people to work for you so that you may have time. That's why I said, yeah, I'm using money to buy time. There's this book I read, Buy Back Your Time. If you want to, two books I want to recommend for you, Eat That Frog and Buy Back Your Time. Go and read that book and come back and thank me later. Okay. Then I do daily site checks. So I have somebody on each project site to check what the contractor is doing. So that's what I want you to do. Get into an accountability group. I'm going to introduce one now. Join it every day. Say what you have done. When you show that people doing things, you wake up and be serious about your projects. Or the abandoned buildings everywhere. I don't want anybody here to be such. I don't want that kind of story. We want quality control, mentorships and feedback. So that's why I'm having this meeting. Quality control. I did a session last week. I want to have your feedback. What have you done and what you're going to do? And finally, you need a foundation. The foundation is your structure, the mindset and habits. That's where I started from. There's nobody I will deal with. I'll not start with their mindset and their habits because that's the basic root of every transformation. The Bible said it. It said, be transformed as you renew your mind. There's no kind of transformation you talk about that doesn't start from your mindset. So if you're here and you're seeking transformation, that's where you need to start from. So like I said before, transforming your life in 90 days is not only possible, but it is a powerful catalyst for lasting change. In just 3 months, you can break free from limiting patterns and cultivate empowering habits and make significant direction towards your goals. Okay, so research has shown that 90 days is the optimal time for forming new habits and rewiring your brain and experiencing tangible results. Can you see why I'm doing this? Then without focus, so this post is on LinkedIn. I'm going to send it to you. I posted it like maybe some months back. So with focus, effort, and accountability and a clear plan, you can overhaul your mindset, revamp your relationships, upgrade your career, and reboot your physical and emotional being. So instead of living your entire life, the entire 1 year, you can break it into 90 days to enable you to track your progress better.